Okay, today we're going to just go back over our book of angles. Okay, we started on that last week. So, just as a quick review, we learned how to name an angle, four different ways, excuse me. And we also learned the interior and exterior points, and also, of course, the most important, the vertex. And then right here, we talked about the rays, how to name the sides with rays. And then we talked about measuring them in degrees, and we also talked about congruent angles. Then we came over here and we did classifications. We talked about straight angles, right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles. Next, the angle relationships. Adjacent side, right angles, vertical angles, complementary, supplementary, and bisector, angle bisector. So those are all very, very important. And now we've got two more to go. We're going to talk about linear pair. And linear pair are two adjacent angles that share a common side. The non-common sides are opposite rays. A linear pair always forms a straight line. And have a sum of 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw myself basically a line. And of course I'm going to include my arrows on the end. And then I'm going to draw a ray. So right here we have, let's say, maybe a 60-degree angle. And then here would be 120. Because 120 degrees plus 60 degrees equals 180. That is part plus part equals 180. So important there, a linear pair. Remember again, they're adjacent. They share that common side. That's what adjacent means. And they are forming a straight line. One angle is 60, one angle is 120. Together they add up to be 180. Now, of course, you could have all kinds of different measurements as long as the sum is 180. Now, to stress the importance, linear pair is always supplementary. This definition right here. But supplementary isn't always linear pair, because supplementary, they don't have to be adjacent. They can be, but they can be standalone. Like the example here with 50 degrees and 130, they're not adjacent. They don't share a common side or anything. So that was linear pair. Now we're going to move on to angle addition postulate. If an angle is broken into two smaller adjacent angles, then their measures can be added to equal the measure of the original angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw myself an angle. Okay, so this is a big angle. And then I'm going to happen to draw a ray out here in the interior. So we can now say we basically have two smaller angles within the large angle. So we're not talking about the big angle, we're going to talk about the two adjacent angles. Let's say one angle is 20, and this angle right here is 50 degrees. Well, then we would know that the whole thing is 70 degrees. That's 50 degrees part plus the other angle, 20 degrees, is equal to the whole, which is 70 degrees. We come in with the equation of part plus part equals whole. Okay? Just like we had segment addition, now we have angle addition. Well, I think that covers all the relationships, and now we're going to get ready to move on in this book. So let's get ready.